Says man, so all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I wasn't gangster. Decisions that I made before the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I wasn't gangster. Decisions that I made before the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. And shot call. To be home with them niggas letting shots off. Either that or the right hand to the top dog. Funny how it's better than like the lies lost. Can't be focused on the life that's hopeless. Out there pumping that door. I'm gonna kill you for that hocus pocus. Used to roll with niggas that cooked up with weaponry. Same ones claim they love you. I had no life in jeopardy. And I know my father wants success for me. But that bitch should take a girl straight to ecstasy. Remember running with bro, even though we did the wrong thing. My life would been a lot different if I fell up on the wrong thing. Was too sincere for a wicked game. Shame the Lord's name. Now we offended with pain. All I ever wanted was to be respected by stand-up niggas. Not knowing that them handcuffs custom made the fight. I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I wasn't danger. Decisions that I made before the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I wasn't danger. Decisions that I made before the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. I ain't lying, I was called to die. Knew I wanted to live, but I wasn't trying. I was defiant, not knowing that this ain't how we live. This just how they design. Cause when you in the streets, you get more indebted. There ain't no tenant, won't be on papers, ain't no restrictions. My father said I hard had to make a soft ass. I didn't care, I wanted fear when I walked past. In a place where a black man's blood is cheap. I thank the Lord for the day I was on 8th Street. Pissing in the cup, back and forth to court, out in DC school. I swear it's like I cried on that fucking porch. The Lord said, my sheep, they ain't hear my voice. I.S.U.P.K, I told them I ain't have a choice. They said, all they figured was gonna come to pass. The Lord called me out the world, and that's not running fast. All it was to be a gangster. Little did I know I wasn't danger. Decisions that I made before the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I wasn't danger. Decisions that I made before the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. I.S.U.P.K until I hit the fan. I want power and a throne, nigga, fuck the grants. All I wanted was to be a gangster, but I was real as a righteous man. And now I got the upper hand, gotta promote this brand. Correct, hold up. Just they all understand. If I can get that crowd, Lord, then put me in the hands. I'm still one more fighting back me this hit man. Reminiscing on the pain that was felt. Shit, I was in the jam. Shit, I needed help. But Trump was not tough in the jump. Put man on the shelf. Heavy crimes it felt like I was left by myself. All I wanted was to impress niggas with my grinding. Now I ain't trying to prove shit that nobody but Muhammad. Cause most these niggas lie, pop stuff. One time for the most high, you ain't get cutthroat. Cause all I ever wanted was the smash my opponents. Stacking cash, not knowing it wouldn't last. They got all these step by Thomas. Cause all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Never did I know I wasn't gangster. The decisions that I made was of the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. make sure that is plugged up to them. You know, because it's in the battery low, so I don't know. It's plugged up. It's plugged up. See if it's plugged up.
I just in my enemy's file. Yeah.
Hey,
I just wanna pop. So my niggas stand tall, cause we about to go and get it out. Nigga, I just wanna pop. Look at them quarters, how they fall. I've been playing.
Might be the cord on the side.
Nigga, I just wanna pop. And if you gotta keep it true, nigga, I just wanna pop. Just give me what I'm doing. Let my enemies see the living proof, Lord. I just wanna pop. Trying to build my own city, homie. Enough room to put my niggas on it. Just start a couple business on me. Fuck you, the heathen never shitted on me. Yeah. Public housing we done lived through. Trying to put that in my rear view. Gold rolls, what I still do. I can see the picture with a clear view. Gotta separate the snakes, and all you fuck niggas that's gon' hate. Daily pray to God I don't catch another case. But that's a small risk that I feel I gotta take. Only certain niggas they gon' feel this. Still deliver verses on that real shit. If I get a couple million, I'ma bust this shit down with these children. I just wanna pop. So my niggas stand tall, cause we about to go and get it out. Nigga, I just wanna pop. Look at them 20s where they fall. I've been praying that my enemies fall. Nigga, I just wanna pop. And I hope you pop too. And if you I gotta keep it true. Nigga, I just wanna pop. Just give me what I'm doing. Let my enemies see the living proof, Lord. I just wanna pop. Yo, get up out of bells on me. Got killers with them rounds on them. Look like I'm dead from the drums. It don't make me make the people bang down on them. I can give a fuck if you rock blue. And I was so woke from the Fruittown crew. Cops still shoot us every time we move. They hate you, nigga, like they hate me too. Just know that brotherhood is a weapon. Building out a zone, get protected. Too many sisters in the city been molested. Now I'm stacking soldiers off the block like it's Texas. Whoa. Know that truth and get your chills on it. Steady ringing in your ears, want it. If I'm blessed to make a meal, I'ma bust that shit down with my real homies. I just wanna bow. So my niggas stand tall, cause we about to go and get it out. Nigga, I just wanna bow. 20s while I'm praying that my enemies fall. Nigga, I just wanna bow. And I hope you bow too. And if you I gotta keep it true. Nigga, I just wanna bow. Just give me what I'm doing.
It's like a video made on Facebook.
I just wanna bow. Yeah. Tired of them children. You grew up with parents strung out on drugs. Yeah. Just wanna bow. Hope you do too. And I hope you do too. Yeah. Man, to the brother that had a real. Let's see,
go back live.
Yeah. Just wanna bow. I hope you do too.
Go down like that.
Yeah. Nigga, I just wanna bow. Some of my niggas is locked up. I hope you do too. And I hope you niggas see a lot of day. Yeah, I just wanna bow.
Alright, Mosaic Christ. Understand. Alright, it's the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street out of Harlem, New York, under Commander General YAHANNA. It's Priest and Officer YAHANNA. You understand? This is the I.S.U.P.K Houston Wednesday law class. We were having some technical difficulties on the school fan page. I think it's back up now. Most High in Christ. Everything should be Tawab on Facebook, on the Houston page, on YouTube and Facebook. All right. So as y'all know, every year we gotta bring out this wickedness and expose this wickedness for what it is. You understand? Every year our people are, out here celebrating and parading and walking around and acting like everything is all good. You understand? Celebrating these holidays of the white man.
and oppressors. And these holidays, these so-called holidays, they all come from like a pagan background. They all have a backstory in the history. You understand what I'm saying? They don't. It's like it's more than just what's on the surface. You understand? When I was in the world, I didn't know. Like I didn't know that these holidays had a history like behind it. I just was like, like I'm just following in line. You know what I'm saying? Follow the leader. Everybody celebrated. As a kid, we celebrated Halloween. So guess what? I'm taking my kids. Go get some candy and not really understanding the wickedness and the significance behind these days. You understand? It's not just another day. Well, I mean, it is just another day, but what I mean is, it's not just, oh, well, it's just something that we came up with to, it's for the kids. It's not like that. These days, like Halloween, Christmas, all of that stuff has a pagan background. It has, historical references. So we're gonna bring that out. You understand? We're gonna bring that out today about Halloween. And then once we bring out the history about Halloween, then we can get into the scriptures. All right. So what I want to start is it's an article from history.com. You understand? That's the source. So we're gonna start with that article. We're gonna break that down. You understand? And then we're gonna get some. We have another article that I'm gonna read. Little things that they found in Halloween candy and stuff. So we're gonna get it out. We're gonna bring it out like we do every time, and then we're gonna get on to these scriptures. So if you could, Ron, you'll get that article for me.
Start from the origins of Halloween.
Yeah, start from,
origin.
huh?
It said ancient origin. I'm from the very top of it.
Come, we're gonna start from the top. Right when it's start from Halloween. When it say Halloween is a holiday.
This is an article about the origins of Halloween from the history.com. Halloween is a holiday celebrated each year on October 31st, and Halloween 2019 occurs on Thursday, October 31st. The tradition originated with the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain.
Yeah, the Celtic festival. So it tell you right out the back. It says the tradition originated with the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain. You understand? Like that's what we gotta understand. Halloween ain't something that just came around when you were born. Halloween ain't something that just came around when your parents were little kids. You know what I'm saying? This was something that was going on way before that. He just read it where it says, you understand, the tradition originated with the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain. Keep going.
When people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off ghosts.
Good night. You understand? People would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off ghosts. So they think that this, you know what I'm saying, this day was to be able to fight evil spirits and ghosts. And so that's why all this costume come from. This why all this, dress up like, you understand, horse, like I don't even know. Like it went from dress up as costumes to scare away ghosts to dress up like costumes, you know what I'm saying, to I guess invite tricks. You understand what I'm saying? It's what amazes me the most is people will go out their way to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? A day like this that has nothing to do with us, our history, our culture. You understand what I'm saying? But they'll be quick to disown their true heritage, their true culture. When you try to tell them, hey, look, you understand? We have a feast of dedication coming up. You know what I'm saying, brother? You need to, be in class, or sister, you need to come. You know what I mean? Woo-woo. It's like they don't want to hear that. They like, what you talking about? But then as soon as you tell them, okay, Or you could dress up like a slut and you go out here and get candy, take your kids to go get candy, you know, knock on this predator door. And that's another thing too, you know, not to just, you know what I'm saying, get sidetracked, but just a sidebar. I remember being young and they used to say like it was a known predator in our neighborhood. And they used to say that the predators have to leave, I think they porch light off or something like that, like turn the light off if they, you know, sort of let people know not to knock on their door. Like I guess for Halloween, like if you had a porch light on, that mean they got candy. But for predators, you supposed to leave the light off so nobody knock on your door. You know what I'm saying? But it just the fact that that was even a factor. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, just the fact that they told us this, and nobody thought to say this ain't right. You know what I mean? Nobody thought to say, I don't think we should be out here doing this. You know what I'm saying? You be out there all times of the night. You understand? 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, man. Then a lot of parents, you know, I'm a witness to it. A lot of the parents were just letting the kids, you know, just go off and, you know, like that. Especially if they got multiple kids, they'll like stand right here. One of the children be at one house and the other one be at a whole nother house. Like it easily get your kids snatched up, man. What if it was a vacant house or something? And they knock on the door and the predator just waiting on them, snatch them up, take them out the back, and be gone. Like you sending your kid and you okay with this? Hell, you out there you a grown man, grown woman out there dressing up with him, thinking this is cool. When this ain't even have nothing, this ain't got nothing to do with your culture. This ain't got nothing to do with your way of living, your style of living. This got something to do with the ancient traditions of the Celtic festival of Samhain. Ain't got nothing to do with you, man. They was doing this to ward off ghosts, not go door to door to get candy. You understand what I'm saying? And these ain't our people. Keep going.
In the 8th century, Pope Gregory III designated November 1st as a time to honor all saints. Soon, All Saints Day incorporated some of the traditions of Samhain.
So it went from the Celtic festival of Samhain to now All Saints Day. So now they worshiping the saints. Go ahead.
The evening before was known as All Hallows Eve, and later Halloween.
Right, so that's how you get the name. So that's how you go from the Celtic festival of Samhain to what is now called Halloween. Go ahead.
Over time, Halloween evolved into a day of activities.
See, like now it's like over time. You see how that happened? Like it just over time, it just so happened to change into what we know today now is Halloween, trick-or-treating and dressing up in costumes, which it still follows some of the original traditions because you dressing up in costumes. That's what they did back then. But now it just evolved into, you know, trick-or-treating and it's all predicated around ghosts, dead people. You know what I mean? Like you glorifying the dead, worshiping the dead. It's all evil and wicked, man. Nothing good comes out of Halloween. Everything that happens on this night is evil and wicked. Keep going.
Like trick-or-treating, carving jack-o'-lanterns, festive gatherings, donning costumes, and eating treats. Halloween's origins date back to the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, pronounced Samhain. The Celts, who lived 2,000 years ago, mostly in the area that is now Ireland, the United Kingdom, and northern France, celebrated their new year on November 1st. This day marked the end of summer and the harvest and the beginning of the dark, cold winter, a time of year that was often associated with human death.
Hold on, say that again.
This day marked the end of summer and the harvest and the beginning of the dark, cold winter, a time of year that was often associated with human death.
So it's like they're associating this time of the year with death and glorifying it and worshiping it and celebrating it and all of these different things when that's not in our culture. And I'm going to bring the scriptures out later on to prove that. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. We're not supposed to be basking and worshiping dead people. You know what I mean? And because some people dress up in Halloween costumes as a dead. I'm pretty sure somebody walking around right now looking like Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Somebody walking around right now looking like Whitney Houston or any of these dead celebrities or any. You know what I mean? Like somebody probably gonna dress up as Pops. You know what I mean? He just died. Like tomorrow, somebody gonna dress up as Pops, man. And that shouldn't even be like the sad part about it is that man, you know what I'm saying? Like, this man got a family and stuff. These people, you know what I mean? You want to glorify, you want to worship that. Like, you understand what I'm saying? But that just goes back to the ancient traditions of the Celtic festival and what the origins of what this day really means. It's an evil day, man. It's wicked and evil in the Lord's eyes, and we shouldn't be celebrating. It ain't just about the candy. You understand? Keep going.
Celts believe that on the night before the new year, the boundary between the worlds of the living and the dead became blurred. On the night of October 31st, they celebrated Samhain, when it was believed that the ghost. They say they pronounce it Samhain.
Okay, Samhain. Go ahead.
On the night of October 31st, they celebrated Samhain, when it was believed that the ghosts of the dead returned to earth.
So now they it's all about, you know, the ghosts returning to the earth, like spirits and ghosts. That's why it's always associated. This day is always associated with ghouls and ghosts, and you know what I mean. Like it's all about the dead coming from the dead, and you know, coming about the grave, and spirits coming back, and they playing with the Ouija boards and all these different wicked things, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? The scripture, when you die, you know what I'm saying? You in the scripture say, I'm paraphrasing, and I believe in 2 Samuel, where it says, you know what I'm saying, you sleep. You know what I'm saying? Your spirit goes to the Most High, and then during that period of time, the Most High, you're gonna be judged or whatever. And then when the Lord sees fit, He'll send your spirit back here on the earth. But it's not you coming back from the dead, because you won't even know anything prior. When you come back on the earth, everybody know the reincarnation scripture. When you come back on the earth, you ain't gonna have no prior knowledge of, you know what I'm saying, of what you were doing beforehand. But this is like a direct contradiction of that. This is like saying, oh, you come back from the dead, like as the person you were dead. You know what I'm saying? Like you come back from the dead as the person you were. And you know what I mean? Like it's not, this is not biblical. Keep going.
In addition to causing trouble and damaging crops, Celts thought that the presence of the otherworldly spirits made it easier for the Druids or the Celtic priests to make predictions about the future. For a people entirely dependent on the volatile natural world, these prophecies were an important source of comfort during the long, dark winter. To commemorate the event, Druids, or what we call Celtic priests, built huge sacred bonfires where the people gathered to burn crops and animals as sacrifices to the Celtic deities. During the celebration, the Celts wore costumes, typically consisting of animal heads and skins, and attempted to tell each other's fortunes.
Good night, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, just the whole thing, like everything that you reading so far, brother. Like what you reading is heavy, man. And everything you read so far, it just screams wickedness. You know what I mean? Like nothing good. I mean, everything that you reading about this day, you know what I'm saying? It's evil and wicked, man. But yet and still, we go out here so happily. You know what I'm saying? We like. I mean, our people. The scriptures say, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge," man. And that's what it really is. But the crazy part about it is, when you give them the knowledge, they still don't take it. And you know what I mean? Like this is somebody watching this class right now, never heard this information before. They're gonna take this information and they still gonna go out there tomorrow, dress up like the Flintstones. You know what I'm saying? And still go getting some damn candy corn. Oh, it's for the kids, man. You know, just like they're gonna still celebrate Christmas. But you know what? It ain't about that one person that or that few the handful of people that's gonna watch this and still celebrate these days. It's about that one person that watch it and that's gonna get the information and they say, you know what? I'm not doing that no more. That's what we do it for. Right. But it's just amazing to me how, you know what I'm saying, we'll take something that and this is, like I say, this is history.com, a very reputable source. This ain't just no, you know what I mean? Like we bring out valid sources in the I.S.U.P.K. We don't just bring out no bull crap, you know what I'm saying, that you know you can find anywhere. This is history.com. This is a reputable source, and it's telling you the whole history behind this day, but yet and still we read this, we hear this, and we still gonna go out here and do it. Well, it ain't got nothing to do with me. I mean, this is just about the candy. It's just about the candy, but then when you bite into a needle or a razor blade, now what? When your kid, next thing you know, your kid done chopped off the tongue because they done ate something that they don't supposed to be eating, you know what I mean? Then what? Now what it's about. The Most High do not like, the Most High hate these days, man. Keep going
on. When the celebration was over, they relit their hearth fires, which they had extinguished earlier that evening, from the sacred bonfire to help protect them during the coming winter. By 43 AD, the Roman Empire had conquered the majority of the Celtic territory.
Now, I'm gonna tell you something about the Roman Empire. This was in 43 AD. The Roman Empire was on the tear. You know what I'm saying? They were going around conquering everything. Just like later on, you know what I'm saying, in 70 AD, what did they do? Anybody know? Go ahead.
They took over Jerusalem.
You get the point, right? They was on the tear, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like they was going around conquering everything. And it says right here, by 43 AD, the Roman Empire had conquered the majority of Celtic territory in the course of the 400 years that they ruled the Celtic lands. Now, another thing to add to that is that lets you know how much of a beast these people are. These people been doing it from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Who the Roman Empire consists of? The very same oppressors that we'll fall under today. You understand what I'm saying? These people been rape, robbing, murdering, destroying lands, conquering lands since the beginning. But yet and still we so blind to follow after their days, follow after their traditions. These people are vile beasts, man. They don't, like, these people don't even have no compassion. That's why they're not going to be ruling. That's why we the people that's going to rule. Because we the ones got the compassion. Because guess what? We still, despite everything that they did, we still want to love them. We still want to hug them. Like both of John, brother. We still want to give them a hug. We still want to grant them leniency. But they don't have no compassion on you. You get the death penalty just for jaywalking. Go ahead.
In the course of the 400 years that they ruled the Celtic lands, 2 festivals of Roman origin were combined with the traditional Celtic celebration of Samhain.
2 festivals of Roman origin. Make sure y'all, this is very key. 2 festivals of Roman origin were combined with the traditional Celtic celebration of how you say it again, brother? Samhain, right? Go ahead.
The first was Feralia, a day in late October when the Romans traditionally commemorated the passing of the dead.
So this is, again, it's all going back to the same type of sources. It's all going back to celebrating the dead, ghosts, wearing costumes to ward off ghosts. It's all correlating the same thing, even different background. Like the Roman, they combined with the Simone, or whatever you said the name is, you know what I'm saying? And they combined with them, and it still had the same background. It still come from the same type of origin. Keep going.
The second was a day to honor Pomona, the Roman goddess of fruit and trees.
So here we go again. So now we done went from worshiping the dead, celebrating the dead and stuff, to idol worship. which all of it is idol worship anyway, but now you actually worshiping a goddess. So now you, and I'm gonna tell you right now, that's the history of most of these pagan holidays. It's the same thing with Christmas, so-called Christmas. You are worshiping a god. That's what you're doing. Like they offer the gifts to Salakia. The whole Christmas it's rooted in worshiping so Baal, and not just Baal, but man, it's not coming to me right now. But they present the gifts to it's one of those them gods of I don't want to get into it because, like I said, I it's just slipping my mind right now because I'm so focused. But it's all about presenting gifts to a god. You know what I'm saying? That's where the whole putting the gifts under the tree come from. You know what I'm saying? They just slipped my tongue right now. But I probably remember before this lesson is over. But that's where they get this whole thing from. Now you present gifts. It's supposed to be, they turn it into, it's for the kids. Like where did it really come from? Like, and if you're a smart parent that work hard for your money, like it will be wise to listen to the information that we bring out, or else you're gonna be completely broke by the time you know what I'm saying, December comes. You ain't gonna have no money to do nothing. You're gonna be wiped out your whole bank account trying to put some gifts under the tree, all in one day. And that's some more stuff about this Halloween stuff that, you know what I mean. A lot of I ain't even scratched the surface yet. Keep going.
The symbol of Pomona is the apple, and the incorporation of this celebration into sowing probably explains the tradition of bobbing for apples that is practiced in today on Halloween. On May 13th, 609 AD, Pope Boniface IV dedicated the Pantheon in Rome in honor of all Christian martyrs, and the Catholic Feast of All Martyrs Day was established in the Western Church.
So now here we go with the Christian. Now here's where Christianity come into play. This is why we always say, you celebrating these days, you're Christian. This where it come from. Go ahead.
Pope Gregory III later expanded the festival to include all saints as well as all martyrs, and moved observance from May 13th to November 1st. By the 9th century, the influence of Christianity has spread into Celtic lands, where it gradually blended. Has spread into Celtic lands, where it gradually blended with and supplanted older Celtic rites. In 1000 AD, the church made November 2nd All Souls Day.
I mean, good night. You know what I'm saying? Like, it always goes back to the saints, martyrs. What is a martyr? Y'all don't know what a martyr is?
Like a priest?
No, somebody who dies in the honor of, for the honor of good or something. Like you known as a martyr, like somebody who, let's say it was a terrorist attack on a plane or something, and a martyr is somebody who sacrifices their life for the greater good or something, like, you know what I'm saying, or what is deemed as the greater good. Because what somebody may deem a martyr, like for example, if the Iranian, you know what I mean, the East Indians, when they strap a bomb to themselves and be a suicide bomber, they consider themselves martyrs. They dying for a cause, you know what I mean? For them, that's a cause to them. Not for, you know what I mean, not for us, or not for, you understand, not for the people that die. But that's what a martyr is. So it says, in honor of all Christian martyrs. So again, it's all about worshiping the dead, those who died, you know what I'm saying? All saints, all martyrs, right? And then now you blend it in, you understand, to in 1000 AD, where it say the church made November 2nd All Souls Day. It's just all week, like it just, I mean, you know, like somebody put on Facebook, like you know what I'm saying? It's creepy. You know what I'm saying? It's all wicked, man. That's what it's all based around. Supposed to be based around creepiness, wickedness, evilness, ghosts, the dead, all of that. You understand what I'm saying? Let the dead. What's good? What Christ say about the dead? Let the dead bury the dead. You know what I mean? Let them. Like, you don't supposed to be sitting here glorifying it or basking in it. You know what I'm saying? Life got to move on. You got to keep going on. Like, yeah, it hurt. Like, you know what I'm saying? We understand. You know, somebody go. You understand? We're gonna remember him, but to dress up like them and to do all these, like, it's just you just doing too much. Go ahead.
A day to honor the dead. It's widely believed today that the church was attempting to replace the Celtic festival of the dead with a related church-sanctioned holiday. All Souls Day was celebrated similarly to Samhain, with big bonfires, parades, and dressing up in costumes as saints, angels, and devils. The All Saints Day celebration was also called All Hallows or All Hallows Mass, from Middle English to All Hallowees, meaning All Saints Day, and the night before it. The traditional night of Samhain in the Celtic religion began to be called All Hallows Eve and eventually Halloween. The celebration of Halloween was extremely limited in colonial New England because of the rigid Protestant belief systems there. Halloween was much more common in Maryland and the southern colonies. As the beliefs and customs of different European ethnic groups and the American Indians meshed, a distinctly American version of Halloween began to emerge. The first celebrations included play parties, which were public events held to celebrate the harvest. Neighbors would share stories of the dead.
Oh, there we go again. There we go again. Neighbors will do what?
Share stories of the dead.
Share stories of the dead. It's all like, what are you speaking on the dead for? You understand what I'm saying? What is the purpose of doing that? Why would you even want to celebrate a day that is about this type of stuff? I mean, surely it couldn't just be for the candy, right? That's what you do it for. If you just doing it just for the candy, if you gonna sell your soul for a piece of candy, the Lord is gonna kill you, man, for a piece of candy. Is it really worth it? Keep going.
Tell each other's fortunes, dance and sing. Colonial Halloween festivities also featured the telling of ghost stories and mischief making of all kinds.
Mischief making, all evilness, wickedness. Go ahead.
By the middle of the 19th century, annual autumn festivities were common, but Halloween was not yet celebrated everywhere in the country.
So now the 19th century was just not too long ago. What we in the 21st? You understand? 19th century was just 2 centuries ago. What is a century? 100 years. The 200 years ago, this wasn't celebrated nowhere in this country. So why the hell you want to celebrate it now? This don't have nothing to do with like you were still a slave. You was in slavery when they was coming up with this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Before slave, like, well, we've been in slavery, but you know what I mean. The more modern, transatlantic slave trade slavery. This was way back in 43 AD, going back before. You know what I mean? Like way before then, right? So what are we celebrating this stuff for? Go ahead.
In the second half of the 19th century, America was flooded with new immigrants.
Hold on, wait a minute. The new immigrants, you know what I'm saying? It's flooded with new immigrants. We know what this is about. Go ahead. Even though they're gonna tell us something else.
These new immigrants, especially the millions of Irish fleeing the Irish potato famine, helped popularize the celebration of Halloween nationally.
So the other part of the slave that they ain't telling you about that they call it immigrants. The other part of the immigrants they'll tell you about is the transatlantic slave trade, which happened, in the fourth. Well, that was in the 14th. So in the 19th century, we were still in slavery. Supposedly they, I guess, at this point you want to say abolished it, so-called abolished it, but we were still on plantations. In other words, Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans wasn't partaking in these particular festivities. You understand what I'm saying? We wasn't on no damn plantations with carving pumpkins and telling ghost stories to each other. We were too busy trying to figure out how the hell we're gonna get out this hell. You understand what I'm saying? How we gonna survive the next day? That's what we were too busy trying to figure out. Not worrying about celebrating the damn dead. We had lost already 2 million of our people. You understand what I'm saying? To be worried about celebrating the dead and dressing up as ghosts and telling ghost stories and carving pumpkins and crap. This ain't for us. You go ahead.
So like this flood of people that they're speaking of when the Irish came, they were called indentured servants.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The Irish, they're indentured servants, but what are we? Slaves. You understand what I'm saying? Why we like they didn't come over here in the same fashion that we did. You understand what I'm saying? Like these people come over here. How do we know that? Because right in the same paragraph, it say they helped to popularize the celebration of Halloween. So they were able to put their input into something. They was able to come over here just like even today, right? People come from all over. You got the East Indians come over here. They got gas stations. You got the Chinese. They come over here. They get a restaurant. The Africans come over here. Took over the cab companies. They took over. They taking over Uber and all the rideshare company now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like all that. You understand? They come from all these different countries, and guess what? We came over here. We had to work. We had to get our back beat. We were hung. We were auctioned off. We were the only people that came over here in the manner that we did. Where our children were sold to other. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't add up. So if you didn't come over here and you ain't looked at as the same as with these other people, right? You're not equal to these people. So why are you trying to celebrate what they are implementing and celebrating? You were a damn slave. You are not a part of what they got going on. So now you wanna be, that's what's wrong with our people. Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans want to be integrated so bad. We want to be accepted so bad that we just celebrate whatever they tell you to celebrate, follow whatever tradition they tell you to follow, just like 4th of July. How the hell you was a damn slave when America wanted independence. You ain't had nothing to do with that. You was on a plantation. You wasn't celebrating our people. Listen, our forefathers will be rolling over in their grave, man. Because we want to be accepted by the oppressor so much, so bad. We are, like, when I say we are, I ain't talking about Israelite School, University of Practical Knowledge. I'm talking about Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans as a whole. We all represent both of John's brothers. We want to be accepted so bad. We just want to hug. We just want to be loved. Why y'all hate us? Why y'all whooping on us? Just love us. Give me a hug. Why you want to do, like, that's friendly as hell, man. Stop being so damn friendly with the, you know what I mean? Be friendly with your people. Your people went through suffering. See your brother's pain and understand that pain and feel that pain and say, you know what? I would never want to hug these people because I see the pain on my brother's face. I see what both, like, they killed Trayvon Martin. They killed Alton Sterling. They killed Eric Gardner. They killed Laquan McDonald, Sandra Bland. All these my people dying by the hands of the oppressor. How the hell why would I want to befriend them? I'm paraphrasing, but you know, the scriptures say, stay far away from the man that had power to kill. Stay far away from them. Why you want to be like, you want to celebrate what they celebrate? You want to be a part of what they are part of? Like, come on, man. When are we gonna celebrate what we supposed to celebrate? We have our own days. Guess what? That's exclusive to Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. We have our own high holy days that we celebrate. In I.S.U.P.K, we celebrate and we have fun. I'm talking about all year round. You understand what I'm saying? We celebrate them, and even the Day of Atonement, we do it, and we you know what I'm saying? We do it with a smile on our face. The Passover coming up. We just had a cookout. We had cookouts all year round in every city, every main, you know what I'm saying, main region. We got the Passover coming up. That's gonna be, listen, the Passover, out of all the so-called Halloween, all the so-called Christmas celebration, all the so-called New Year's Eve, New Year's, all the so-called 4th of July, all of those days that I celebrated in the world didn't compare to one Passover. Didn't even amount up to one Passover. You know what I mean? Like just the feeling, the excitement, it's just the family presence. Like, and if I could, you know what I'm saying, especially this last Passover. This last Passover was just something serious. So I know this next one is gonna be, I mean, it's gonna be mind blowing. Cause this last one felt like, because I went to the one the year before last, and that one was amazing. But this last one, I mean, it just seemed like every year is just it's just amazing, man. You understand? But guess what? You looking forward to Halloween. You looking forward to some damn candy. Come on, man. You ain't gonna get nothing but a damn cavity and get fat. You know what I'm saying? Gain weight. That's all that candy gonna do to you. Go ahead. You have something you want to say?
Go ahead. And what's real bad about that is some people gonna go to their so-called worship centers, or what they call church, and go get candy and dress up at the church too.
Man, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like that, the church is gonna be the main place to accept it. You understand what I'm saying? The church is gonna be the main place the church is gonna, the reason why Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans accept it on that scale, that wide scale. You know what I mean? Like that's who introduced it to us. Like we wasn't celebrating this stuff before they introduced it. Christianity is what brought it here. Right. You understand, right? So if we wasn't in the churches, we wasn't in the Christianity, we wouldn't even be worried about this stuff. Christianity is what it opened the door for all of these pagan holidays. Really? You want to be, you know what I mean? Like, just completely honest. And feel free to say, if you have something to say, Officer Shy, feel free to add in if you need the input, man. You understand? Like, that's the problem. Go ahead.
Like the behavior of Halloween, you know what I'm saying? Parents are showing that they're okay with their children. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Say, it's my own down in bed. But they're showing them how, that it's acceptable on this day today. And then think about it, like them growing up with that same childish mentality, not completely shaking off Halloween. And then at the time that they didn't have Halloween or whatever, let's say they have a downtime in their adult life. Now, because they've been their baby behavior, you know what I'm saying, they've been accepted when they're younger. So this is they're gonna rely on that when they have a downtime. So.
Right, exactly. That's the thing. You understand what I'm saying? And we gotta shake Christianity, man. We shake Christianity, man. Our people are gonna just be so much better off in general. You understand? Keep going on the article
though. Borrowing from the European tradition, Americans began to dress up in costumes.
Hold on. We can't skip over this major point, right? You said something. The first line you said was just so heavy. Say that again.
Borrowing from the European traditions.
Borrowing from the what?
European traditions.
No, that's our culture.
European traditions.
It's all about Black people, man.
European traditions.
European traditions. We following after a tradition of the oppressor. That's who's got you in captivity right now. That's who got you slaving 9 to 5. That's who got you paying for everything under the sun. That's what got you in poverty. That's what got these people got your back beat. You understand? Go ahead.
Americans began to dress up in costumes and go house to house asking for food or money a practice that eventually became today's trick-or-treat tradition.
Like what the brother was bringing out, begging. You begging and stuff, man. You out here, please, you can't just like both them John brothers was begging at the Amber Geiger for or the begging for a hug. You at the door, big. Can I please get some cheese? Can I please get some candy? You a big grown, you a full grown 40-year-old man dressed up like a Ninja Turtle at a damn door telling me, can I get some Snickers? The hell is wrong with you, man? Good night, man. Cause y'all just a man, like y'all know what I'm talking about, man. Y'all just this big grown 40-year-old man looking like Donatello. Looking like damn I Dream of Genie. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't no telling what the hell kind of costume you gonna come up with, man. And you at the damn door looking like Rikishi from wrestling. As a sumo wrestler coming in, looking like E-Honda. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Dressing up. Talking about, can I please get some candy? Yeah, man, you throw a couple Snickers in there and let me go and get that Kit Kat right there, man. It's the last one. Hey man, oh yeah, them nerds, man, them nerds be hitting. And then you get to the house, you going through all your little candy, yeah, man. You got more candy than the goddamn kids. Right. You going through their bags. You understand? Hey, y'all bring y'all bag in here. Let me see what you got. What the hell wrong with you, man? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know me, hey, my class, you know what I'm saying? I like to, you know what I'm saying? We like to laugh and stuff, but it's serious though. You understand? But just could y'all picture a big grown, full grown, overgrown man taking all the kids' candy like, y'all can't eat this like that. So, you know what I'm saying? You been bad. I ain't gonna even let you. You gonna let them go trick or treat, then you gonna take it from them, talking about you was on punishment. Let me go and get that. Ooh, you got a whole thing of, you got everything here. Poor kids sitting there crying and stuff. I mean, come on, man. And then some of y'all is like, oh, I don't want to send my kids out. So you go to the damn Walmart, and I ain't gonna even get on that right now because that's a whole nother story. You understand? You go to the Walmart and go buy a whole bunch of candy and just sit in the house with the kids and eat the candy. Like, and you don't understand. We're gonna bring it out. Keep going. Good night.
Young women believe that on Halloween they could divine the name or appearance of their future husband by doing tricks.
Hold on. Oh. Wait a minute. Hold on. Like this article, listen. This article is heavy, man. This article bringing out every single aspect of what Halloween stands for today. It brought out from it started off with the dressing up in costumes and warding off evil spirits from crops and telling ghost stories and celebrating the saints and worshiping the dead. To now we're going to the horrors. Now we're going to what really the nitty gritty. You understand what I'm saying? What a female looking like Catwoman. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like everybody got to be Batwoman or Catwoman. Yeah, all the sisters. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a police officer. And none of the damn police officers don't dress like that. You got the damn shorts causing you a yeast infection with the stocking hole, the panty hole, fishnet. Yeah, I mean, good night, man. Out here looking like Harley Quinn. You know what I mean? Good night. You out here dressed up like Harley Quinn, man. And guess what? It's historic. Like this come from this what's so heavy about the scriptures and so heavy about the origin, bringing out the history of this. This is like, and I'm bringing out the history where it's saying this stuff, but the women that dress like this today don't even probably know about this. It's just passed down. It's been evolved into what it is now. But this is the history. Let's bring that back, man. It's heavy.
Young women believe that on Halloween they could divine the name or appearance of their future husband by doing tricks with yarn, apple parings, or mirrors.
They doing tricks. They doing all that. They went from doing tricks to turning tricks. You understand what I'm saying? They went from trying to y'all know the little thing where they be putting the apples in the barrel in the water and they be like, you know what I'm saying, tie their hand behind their back. bobbing apples to bobbing and weaving on the, on the rod. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that it just, I mean, listen, man. I think that's enough. You know what I'm saying? We done brought out like something so heavy in this article, and there's more too. Y'all can go look up the article. You understand what I'm saying? It's not hard to find. You just go look up the ancient, the history of Halloween in history.com, and you can read the whole article for yourself. I ain't bringing out nothing false. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's a damn shame. We touched on every single aspect of what Halloween stands for today, man. So now let's get some scriptures, man. Let's go to what the scriptures say. You understand? But before we do that, I got another article. You understand? I want to bring out, and I'm gonna read this myself. And I'm gonna touch on the fact that these stores, the market, you understand what I'm saying? The retailers, they capitalize on you buying this candy, man. That's what it's about. Outside of doing it for the pagan worship, these retailers know this is what they making. At least, I ain't gonna say this is where they making the bulk of their money of the year, but it's a very, very large portion. Do you know that these people sit down, they have board meetings, and they sit down and say, they know the statistics, they know the numbers. Okay, during January, the sales were like this, that. You know what I mean? Like they record the sales for each month and throughout the year. On Halloween, candy sales, they go out the roof. You understand what I'm saying? The sales for candy go completely sky high. Now, I'm not saying that they make more money throughout the year than what they do on Halloween, but on Halloween, they make a very, very big bulk of money. You understand what I'm saying? From candy sales. All right. So let me get this article real quick. Give me 1 second. All right. So this article is, these are things found, and this is just an article, but we can also name some things. Like we're gonna go around and name some stuff that people are found in candy. But these are just to name a few, right? So I'm gonna read the article. It's from foodbeast.com. This is actually from 2014. But it's still relevant today. You understand? It says some people are careless and accidentally drop stuff into Halloween candy bags. But most of the time, people just preserve Salakia. People are just perverse assholes. That's what the scripture. I mean, this is what the article says. And put needles inside of candy. You can't even feel safe eating Halloween candy. One of the simple joys in life. So they call it a simple joy in life. Well, eating candy is like a joy in life. Not necessarily eating it on Halloween, but you know what I'm saying? It may be something that you may enjoy, throughout the year or whatever. But you can't even enjoy eating a piece of Snicker, man. Like you got on Halloween, you got to be very careful of what you eat. And then the cold part about it, kids don't even look at the stuff. They just open it up and just put it in their mouth. They don't know where it's been, how to, they don't know nothing about it, right? Go ahead. Oh, it's like it. You know what I'm saying? They say Halloween is coming up, and some pretty sick things have been found in kids' Halloween candy, in candy bags in the past. Luckily, the candy was checked out and no one was hurt in these instances. But there are instances where kids were hurt. You understand? And people were hurt from these candy. But these are some of the things that's found in the candy. This one says a needle. So somebody then put a needle in a Snicker. And if you know, a needle is really not hard to really, needle is very thin. Depending on what kind of needle you get, you can get different gauges. They make them real small. And you can stick the needle through the candy wrapper and insert it in the candy without it even looking like you wouldn't even know it's been touched. You understand what I'm saying? And then the article further reads, it says, according to the Sun Journal, an Auburn, Maine man found a sewing needle in a fun-sized sneaker bar that one of his kids received this weekend. You understand? Now, just imagine if that kid would have just opened that up and just ate it. Like, and for the fact that the man, I'm gonna tell you something. The fact that you got to even check your kids' candy should let you know you shouldn't be celebrating this day. The fact that you got to even go, now I'm not saying there ain't nothing wrong with being cautious, but any other day, if you go buy a pack of Snickers from the store, you're not going to be checking the candy. You're going to eat the candy. And nothing has happened. You know what I'm saying? Unless you just ate too much or got sick or something, mess your stomach up. But on Halloween, though, you got to check the candy. So that lets you know you shouldn't be celebrating. If you gotta check your candy and be afraid of what might be in it and opening up, doing all. What are you doing that for, man? Just don't celebrate it. Just like you can go get candy any time of the year. You can eat candy anytime you want to, but on Halloween, it's all about the candy, right? Man, come on, man. You understand? Another thing, they didn't found this one. You know what I'm saying? Meth. They done found some damn drugs in the candy, man. And it's not. And I just seen an article. Actually, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday, where they just seized a bunch of candy that had THC in it. They had the marijuana in it. You understand what I'm saying? Like this just happened not too long ago. They found a bunch of kids candy and weed in the candy or THC in the candy. I mean, come on, man. They putting drugs in the candy. Like you gonna be out there in the damn Ninja Turtle suit getting this candy with your kids. You understand what I'm saying? So they done found meth in candy. They done found razor blades, glass, bullets. Good night. Nails and staples. You understand what I'm saying? Those are just some of the things. Y'all name some things. Y'all name a couple things online too. Y'all name some things that y'all done heard that's been in candy, or you may have heard when you was growing up, maybe celebrating this day. You understand what I'm saying? And you found it in candy. Anybody? Raise your hand if you could, sis. Go ahead. Laxative. The sister say laxative. They put. I mean, good night, man. You understand? Evil and wickedness. They just put laxative in the candy. You understand what I'm saying? How you going to the bathroom all night long for no reason. You understand? What else? What are some of the other things they put in candy? We didn't name needles, razor blades, drugs. Go ahead.
Like if I could, rat poison.
Oh man, good night. Rat poison. Go ahead. Sheetrock. I mean, it's just evil and wicked, man. Why even celebrate this day if you know that ain't no telling what the hell you getting, man? You understand what I'm saying? It's just better to just, let me see what they got. What we got online. We got some answers online. It's just better to not even celebrate it, man. Just leave it alone. Give me 1 second. And then we're gonna get some scripture. Online is acting real funny. Give me 1 second, man. Yeah, rat poison. Putting baby in the candies. Good night. What the hell? It's like it. I don't know about that. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know. That would require further research. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know if they just put babies in the candy. But you get the point though, brother. You understand what I'm saying? I understand what you're saying. Ain't no telling what the hell is in the candy. I don't know if it's babies in the candy though. You understand? Good night. Unless you got some sick old perverted, you understand, pedophile or something. I have heard that before. You understand, doing stuff like that, putting, ejaculating and stuff, and what I'm saying, in the candy and doing all types of crap, man. It's just sick, man. Don't tell them what you're gonna get, man. You understand? It's just best to just stay away from that. All right. So now, give me Amos 5:21. You understand? We're gonna start it off like that.
This is Book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 21. I despise your feast days.
So the Most High he despises your feast days. You out here, you know what I'm saying? You say it's all about it. We already told you it come from you know what I'm saying, historical pagan history. It comes from, celebrating the death, worshiping the dead, dressing up in costumes to ward off ghosts, telling ghost stories, doing tricks, turning tricks. You understand what I'm saying? We already brought out the history. But then you say, oh, well, it's all about the kids. You just want the kids to have some candy. Well, guess what? That means that would be a feast day, right? If it's all about eating, because a feast, where you eat. So you feasting on candy. So if it's all about the kids and the feast day, what did the Most High say though? You say it's all about the kids, but what did the Most High say? Read it again.
I despise your feast days.
So the Most High hated. You say it's all about the kids, but the hell what you say? It's what the Most High say. And the Most High say, I hate, I despise your feast days. Go ahead.
And I will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
You understand? The Most High will not smell in your solemn assembly. He is nowhere in the midst of what you celebrate. That's why they just had a shooting in Commerce, Texas. You understand? They were celebrating, I think it was Texas A&M in Commerce. You understand? They had a so-called Halloween party and 2 dead and 16 injured. You understand what I'm saying? Government just came in there shooting up these kids, man. 16, 18-year-olds, man. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it just don't make no sense. That's what, you know why? Because the Most High will not smell in your solemn assembly. He's not going to be in the midst. So how you going to be protected? If the Lord ain't in the midst, then you do. You understand what I'm saying? And the Most High is nowhere near that. He don't got nothing to do with it because he hate it. He despise it. You understand? You get the point. Give me let's go to Mark 7 and 6. The Most High ain't dealing with that, man. And he ain't dealing with you. And you will die. That's what happened to them. You want to celebrate Halloween? The Most High will kill you, man.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 7, verse 6. He answered and said unto them, well hath Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrites, as it is written, this people honoreth me with their lips.
So you be the same people. Like I said, the Christian church brought this. You understand? The Christianity introduced this to us, Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, right? You in the Christian church, you talking about you love the Lord, and you know, that's my Jesus, and in Jesus' name this and this and that, and what would Jesus do? And you know, all this crap that you just talking about with your lips, you know, like you say a lot of things. People, a pair of lips will say anything. You understand what I'm saying? But what is action? What is your action speak louder than words, right? So you say you love the Lord, but you're still celebrating these feast days. These holidays of the pagan origins of your oppressors. We already read where it says this originated with the Europeans. This tradition was passed down from the Europeans. But guess what? The Lord hates Esau. That's the progenitor of the Europeans. The Lord hates him and their feast days. And you want to celebrate that. You understand? Go ahead.
But their heart is far from me.
A pair of lips will say anything, but guess what? Where's your heart? Your heart is far from the Most High. You talking about you love the Lord, but you want to go out here and celebrate Halloween, talking about it's for the kids. You grown ass Ninja Turtle, talking about it's for the kids. Your heart is far from, but then you in church singing in the choir the following Sunday. I love the Lord. And you singing the song, I love you. I love you. You know what I mean? You singing the song, I love you to the Lord, but that's what your lips say. Your lips say, it sounds nice. It has a nice little tune. It's okay. You know, a little melody. Your lips will say anything, but your heart is far from the Most High. That's what the scripture say. Go ahead.
Verse 7. Howbeit in vain do they worship me.
Meaning, howbeit in vain, like how you worshiping? You worshiping the Most High for nothing. You worshiping the Most High for nothing, because guess what? You trying to worship the Most High, but then you started worshiping these pagan holidays and worshiping your European captives and worshiping what they believe and worshiping other gods. You know what I'm saying? So you worshiping the Most High in vain then. You doing it for nothing. Because he ain't with you. You saying you in church and praying to the Lord and doing all of that, he don't even hear your prayers. Go ahead.
Teaching for doctrines the commandments of men.
You following after what men say. You following after what the Europeans say. Your oppressors, they tell you to do. You follow, do Halloween. Dress up like this, do that, and you do it. They say jump, you say how high. But when the Most High tell you to do something, oh, now I don't, you know, well, Christ died for my sins. I got grace. That's a damn shame, man. Keep reading.
Verse 8. For laying aside the commandment of God.
So you don't hear the Lord commandment? The Most High said, I despise your feast days. This is a commandment. Like he's telling you, don't celebrate these days. Don't follow after your oppressors. Be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. You get the point, right? Don't follow, like these are in vain. You understand what I'm saying? And you don't want to follow the commandment of the Most High? Keep going.
Ye hold the tradition of men, as the washing of pots and cups, and many other such like things ye do. Verse 9, and he said unto them, full well ye reject the commandment of God, that ye may keep your own tradition.
So you so worried about, and you do it in the church. The Bible tell you not to do it. You be in the church eating on pork. You be in the church celebrating Halloween. In the church having a Christmas lock-in. You understand what I'm saying? You in the church doing it. You supposed to be so, I love the Lord and we all godly people and this and that. But guess what? You the main one that's doing this evil, doing the evilness of and wickedness that the Most High hate. You the main one doing it. You understand what I'm saying? The scriptures say you put aside the commandment of the Most High. You understand what I'm saying? You put aside the commandment of that to follow your own tradition. Oh, well, it's for the kids. It's for the kids. Come on now, you can come on over and we, celebrate Christmas with the family. Let's eat for Thanksgiving. What the Most High said, we don't supposed to be eating these feast days, Mama. Well, you know what? It's okay. We've been doing it since you was a child. You ain't. Oh, so now you don't want to tell me Happy Mother's Day? You've been telling me Happy Mother's Day ever since you was born. This has been a tradition in our family. Well, Mama, the Lord say you don't supposed to celebrate these days. It's in vain. What? I ain't worried about what the Bible say. You've been celebrating this, and you've been telling me Happy Mother's Day. Don't stop now. You get the point, right? You set aside the commandment of the Most High. You don't even care. You like a wicked person gonna tell you, well, I hear what you're saying. We're not talking about the Bible right now. Let's just do what we've been doing. This is what we've been doing. We've been getting together on Thanksgiving. You remember that sweet potato pie I used to make you? They're gonna entice you, Satan gonna tempt you. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, Mama, I don't even like sweet potato pie no more. You know what I'm saying? I like apple pie now. I don't even like it. Pecan pie. You don't make the pecan pie. Your pecan pie was all right. Yeah, sweet potato was the truth, but I don't, you got to fight that demon. You got to fight it. You understand what I'm saying? You got to fight it, man. I made you a sweet potato pie, man. Mama, you ain't know I too much sugar. My sugar been high. I'm a diabetic. You know what I'm saying? You got to fight that, man. Well, just leave it out. I'll come next week. You ain't gonna put it in the refrigerator or something. I'll come get it in a few days. You know what I mean? You already made it. You might as well just, keep it on ice. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be all right. So you gotta fight them demons, man, because you cannot put aside the commandment of the Most High and follow the traditions of men. Halloween is a tradition of men. We just brought out the history. Like I said, some people are gonna be watching this. You bring out the total history of it, and they still gonna do it. And you bring out the scriptures to back it up, and they're still gonna do it. You understand? That's a tradition of men. Where did it originate from? The Celtic festival of Samhain. How you say it again, brother?
Samhain.
You understand what I'm saying? That's where it come from. Those are men. The Roman Empire. You understand what I'm saying? Europeans. Those are men. Those are traditions of men. Stop following them. All right. All right. So now let's get to let's go to let's go to Ecclesiastes 9:5. And we already brought out in the history where they glorify all these different celebrating the dead, and you understand what I'm saying? But this is against the scripture. Like I said, I'll bring it out. This is against the script. Go ahead. What you got? What you got? Matthew 22 and 32. Go ahead and get that wrong. Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 32. I am the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob.
You can break it down. You wanna...
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, how, you know how they dedicate this day, this is tradition for celebrating and remembering the people of the dead, and, you know, they making a whole party about this.
Got the mic?
A lot.
If you could, get that mic to him real quick, because I want to hear, you know. Let the officer teach, you understand what I'm saying? Go ahead and break that down.
So they make this a tradition, they make Halloween a tradition, the Day of the Dead. You know, it's celebrated throughout the earth. You know, it's the tradition of men.
You only got one mic?
It's
Yeah, you can use the other one because I'm not doing any questions.
So they making it a tradition of men, you know, and they really like making it ritualistic. You know, like a lot of people they put on costumes, you know what I'm saying, they having parties, and they really getting the whole spirit behind this, you know.
Right.
And then even like in Hispanic culture, they have a day for the dead, you know, where they remember the dead. But you know, of course, a lot of people, like you said earlier, a lot of parents say anything. A lot of people say put God first. You know, they don't even consider in the Christian church, is this of the Lord?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that this is what the Lord is saying, you know, about serving Him.
Right.
Until you read them.
God of one kind. God is not the God of the dead, but of the living.
Now, if you're celebrating, you know, remembering people of the dead, like really like giving them a day, you know, every year, making it a custom, your thing to, you know, praise these people, you know, or even like just have a fun time about it, you know, on this day, you know, you're not considering, are you serving the Lord? You're not considering, like, is this of the Lord? What I'm doing, is this of the Lord? Would this please the Most High?
Mm-hmm.
You know, is this something He would want me to do? You're not even taking that into consideration. Right. You're just following the tradition of men.
Right. If I could just add to piggyback, and then what we got to understand too, this is not. It's not referring to what the brother not referring to, like if you know you want to visit a grave site or something every year, you know, put some flowers on the grave, or you know when you have a day where you come and talk about, you know, your loved one. That it ain't talking about that. It's more so what he's saying is you like making a mockery of the dead. You understand what I'm saying? And you are putting it on a pedestal to where it's like you worshiping the dead and you afraid of being haunted and all of that, when you serve the God of the living. You don't serve the God of the dead. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I read earlier, you know what I'm saying, the reincarnation scripture. Well, I didn't read it earlier, but I paraphrased earlier. Well, it say, you know what I'm saying, when you die, you just go to sleep. You sleep and your spirit goes to the Most High. You understand? And then you get judged, and then He send your spirit back on earth as He's pleased in the time frame that He want to send it back. You understand? But then when you send it back, you're gonna be reborn again. You're not gonna be who you were. You're gonna be back, start off from the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Start off from the beginning as seed coming from, you know what I'm saying, a loin sack. You understand? That's where you're gonna come back from. And that's what it's about. Like this whole Halloween stuff is celebrating the dead, like may the dead rise on some, like, oh, they're coming up out the grave, and you know what I mean? Like the whole, it's just making a mockery of the dead. You understand? That was just to piggyback off what the brother was saying. Like that was so heavy what he was bringing out, man. And we got to understand these things, man. You got that Ecclesiastes 9 and 5? Oh, Salaki, Ecclesiastes 9 and 5.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9, verse 5. For the living know that they shall die.
So now, we know we all got to go one day. You understand what I'm saying? We know, of course, it's a day that not all of us necessarily are really excited about facing. You understand what I'm saying? But we know we got to go. I mean, it is what it is. That's why it's important to, get you some life insurance, stuff like that. Prepare, make sure you make the proper preparations because guess what? You're gonna, it's inevitable. You gotta die one day. You know what I'm saying? Unless Christ return, either or. And for a lot of us, when I say us, because we all suffer as a whole, a lot of us gonna die that day when Christ, you know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, it's inevitable. You gotta go, right? So it says, for the living know that they shall die. Go ahead.
But the dead know not anything.
But the dead don't know nothing. They're dead. They're gone. It's you know what I mean? Like, so why are you sitting up here worshiping spirits, trying to conjure up spirits and try to make it seem like you can bring back a spirit so that they, can come back and talk to you. And it just says right here, but the dead know not anything. You know what I'm saying? Once you're dead, you're dead. That's what the scriptures say. You can't conjure up no dead spirit and ain't nobody coming back to haunt you. None of that. You understand what I'm saying? The dead don't know anything, right? Go ahead.
Neither have they any more a reward. For the memory of them is forgotten.
Right.
Verse 6. Also their love and their hatred and their envy is now perished.
Now, this is important. Because remember, how people like to say, oh, I feel like I'm being haunted by somebody that died, you know what I mean? But it just said their love, read it again.
Verse 6. Also their love and their hatred and their envy.
So meaning like their love, their hatred, and their envy, meaning their emotions, their feelings, how they were feeling when they was alive. If you pissed off somebody before they died, guess what? When they dead, they don't know nothing anymore. They don't have no love, no hatred, no envy. None of that is irrelevance anymore. You understand what I'm saying? They're not going to come back and hunt you. Why are they going to hunt you? They don't have no hatred. They don't have no love. They don't have no envy. You get the point, right? So for all you Halloween worshipers trying to do the Ouija board and conjure up spirits and have people haunt you and you believe in ghosts and you believe in being haunted by the dead, that is just your consciousness, man. It may be something you doing in life. You might be wicked as hell doing some stuff you ain't got no business doing, and your conscience is bothering you. You understand what I'm saying? Your self-conscious got you seeing ghosts. You understand? Because you out here being wicked. You need to stop being wicked as hell. You understand what I'm saying? But that's what it's about. Keep going.
Neither have they any more a portion forever in anything that is done under the sun.
Meaning, once they dead, ain't no coming back in that same, you know what I'm saying? Like that person that died is not coming back. They spirit, you know what I'm saying? They spirit, it goes to the Most High. They spirit will return on the earth. But that body, that person, that the hatred that they had, the love that they had, the envy that they had, that's all perished. You get the point, right? Everybody understand. Now, this is a heavy precept. This is for all the people that believe that they can still talk to their loved ones, the people that still feel like they can, you know what I'm saying? Some people, they loved ones get cremated, they keep the ashes because they feel like they're still around and all of this crap. I'm not gonna call it crap. I'm just gonna say that's not the truth. It's not what it really is. That perishes. That's what the scriptures say. You understand what I'm saying? And it says forever, it says, neither have they any more a portion, meaning they're not a part of what's going on right now. Like what we're doing right now, they know nothing of. They have no knowledge of. You understand, right? You get the point. They have no input. They have no say-so. They cannot be a part of. It just says forever in anything that is done under the sun. So as long as, like, if someone passes, they're gone. Their spirit goes to the Most High. They come back. They will not. If they come back into what we got going right now, they won't even remember what was going on beforehand. You understand what I'm saying? They won't remember that, nor will they have any input in what's going on now. You have something you want to say, Sis? An angel is a messenger. Yeah, an angel is a messenger of the Most High. You have a celestial being and you have a terrestrial being. Angels will be celestial. You understand what I'm saying? Any other questions? Is the mic on?
And you said that when their spirit goes to the Most High and comes back, that's reincarnation.
Right. Give me that scripture, y'all, real quick. Y'all know it? You got it? If you don't know it, I can go get it for you. I got it all in my presets. This one. Take me a little second. Give me Psalms 104 and 29. Psalms 104, chapter 104, verse 29. Read that from me, please.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 104, verse 29. Thou hidest thy face, they are troubled. Thou takest away their breath, they die.
Okay, so now this is talking about when you die. So this is talking about when you die. Go ahead.
And return to their dust.
So the body returns to dust, meaning your body just, it's nothing, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It just returns to dust. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 30. Thou sendest forth thy spirit. They are created.
Okay, so now after you die, okay, read it from the top again.
Come. Verse 29. Thou hidest thy face, they are troubled. Thou takest away their breath, they die and return to their dust.
So now it says, thou takest away their breath. So when you die, your spirit goes to the Most High. Your body just returns to the dust. You know what I'm saying? Your body is just a shell. It's nothing. It's just, a host. Your spirit returns to the Most High. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 30. Thou sendest forth thy spirit.
So now the Most High sends your spirit back to the earth. After a period of time, you're gonna be judged, right? The day of judgment, right? That's gonna be the day of judgment where you're gonna be judged for everything that you did on the earth. Your spirit is being presented in front of the Most High, right? You're gonna be judged. You understand? It's like they're gonna have court. You're gonna be judged, and then it says, "Thou sendest forth the spirit again." So then you're gonna come back to the earth. Now, according to what you did in whatever happened before, and what you did, like now, what you're doing now. According to this, what you've done in life, if you obviously, of course, if you come into the truth, you born again, you keeping the laws, you paying your tithes, you doing everything you're supposed to be doing, then you good. You understand what I'm saying? Most High in Christ, you doing what you're supposed to be doing. So when you come back, you don't have to face the punishment that you would have been facing if you were still in the world. Now, let's say you're still in the world. Let's say you out here doing all manner of wickedness when you die. Guess what? When you get judged, ain't no telling how you're gonna come back. You might come back with no arms. You might come back with you blind. You understand what I'm saying? That's why you got kids born with cerebral palsy. That's why you got kids born with no limbs. That's why you got kids born at birth with diabetes. That's why, you know what I'm saying? You get cancer. All these different things happen. It ain't just no coincidence. It ain't just no, oh, that's sad. This just happened. Like, it's sad. It's a very sad thing, of course. But you got to understand, like, we kind of play a role in what happens to us, how our life plays out. Also, sometimes you're born also with certain things happening to you so that the Lord can make manifest. You know what I'm saying? So if you get healed from these things, then you know the Lord had done it. Because how do we know this? Give me the scripture where Christ healed the man that was blind from birth. You understand? This is how we know about reincarnation. All right? You got this? You got that precept? We're going to just touch on this real quick, and then we're going to get back to the subject.
Come. This is the book of John, chapter 9, verse 1. And as Jesus passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth. Verse 2. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents?
So now why did he ask who did sin? Why did the disciples ask Christ, who did sin, him or his parents? Why did they ask did the parents sin? It's possible, right? So and now it's but they also said who did sin? Did he sin? Because they asked if the man sinned, because he said the man was blind from birth. So why did they ask did the man sin? You asked what you answered. That was a great answer for when he asked did the parents sin. You said yeah, he could have been punished for the parents sin. So they let you know one, you can be punished for what your parents have done. You know what I'm saying? As a child. So basically, as a parent, right? If you out here messing up and you have a child born, that baby can be born with some problems because of what you're doing out here. You understand what I'm saying? It could be a punishment to you. And it had nothing, that child ain't had nothing, didn't even do nothing to deserve it, right? So that's a testament of why we need to walk that straight and narrow path. None of us want our kids born with a defect because of something we did, right? But it also says who did sin, him or his parents. So now when it asks did he sin, how did he sin if he was born blind? You understand, right? Now you get the point. Give her a hand. I'm right. That's exactly right. You understand what I'm saying? They asked did he sin because of his past life. He could have did something to become born blind. You understand what I'm saying? But guess what? The whole purpose of pulling this was not because of what if he sinned or not. It was because the Lord can also. That's a three things. So you can be born because you can be born with a defect because some of your parents did. You can be born with a defect because something you did in your past life. And also, what's the third thing? Keep reading. Yeah, keep reading on that the blind man.
That he was born blind, verse 3. Yahweh shall answer, neither had this man sinned, nor his parents.
So now this man didn't sin, nor did his parents. So he didn't sin in his past life, nor did his parents sin. Go ahead.
But that the works of God should be made manifest in him.
So the reason why this man was born blind is so that Christ healed him. Everybody will know it was the Most High that done it. You understand what I'm saying? That Christ is with the Most High. That is the Messiah. He is, you know what I mean? Like that, so the works of the Lord can be made manifest through what Christ was doing as far as healing. And it's no different from us, because we're going to have a power to heal. Right now, we heal the blind anyway. We heal the deaf. We heal all of that in a sense that when you're in the world, you're blind. You don't know the truth. You can't see. You don't understand. And we heal people every day. You understand? Right now, somebody's watching this class and is being healed because they didn't have the knowledge. They were blind. They were dead to the world. And, I'm breathing the breath of life into them right now by speaking the truth according to the scripture. So that's a miracle, right? But then it's going to be a time where the scriptures say we're going to actually have the power to do what Christ was doing and more. You understand what I'm saying? And I want to go into it because that's a whole nother lesson. Maybe I'll teach that lesson or something. We'll get into that, but I don't want to get sidetracked, right? So now go back to where we was at.
Psalm 104.
Oh yeah, Psalms 104. Oh no, Salakia. Now we done. You good on that, right? You good on the reincarnation? Okay. Now let's go to I'm gonna pull this last scripture right here. This heavy. I would get the Jeremiah scripture, but we already pretty much familiar with the Christmas scripture where Christmas is in the scripture where I'm gonna paraphrase it. It says, learn not the way of the heathen, be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for one cutteth the tree out of the forest and all of that. That's just letting us know, you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be celebrating these days. Christmas is in the Bible, but we're talking about Halloween right now. So, but learn not the way of the heathen. That's the main thing. You understand? That's in Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 2, if anybody want to read that. But I'm going to get Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 33, verse 7. We're going to end it with this one. This one right here, real heavy. All right. So hopefully I drop some jewels. You know what I'm saying? I was blessed with these jewels. So most high in Christ, I'm able to pass these on. Ecclesiasticus chapter 33, verse 7. Ecclesiasticus is in the Apocrypha. You do have Apocrypha, right, sis? But you got to get you one. Yeah, make sure you get you an Apocrypha. Or if you have a phone, an Android phone, you can also pull up I'm pretty sure they have apps, Android or Apple for you iPhone users. I'm not an iPhone user, so glad you. Yeah, man. So if you have you can pull it up, Apple Store, Google Store, whatever. Get you an apocrypha. Make sure it's King James Version 1611. All right, so now we're gonna read it. Ecclesiastes chapter 33, verse 7.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus out of the Apocrypha, chapter 33, verse 7. Why doth one day excel another?
Mm-hmm.
When as all the light of every day in the year is of the sun.
So why do you want to put this day above any other day? What makes this day so special? Like that's what the scripture's saying. Read it again.
Why doth one day excel another?
So you mean to tell me tomorrow's going to be better than yesterday or today? Since tomorrow's Halloween, today's not. So you putting man has put this excel on Halloween and Christmas and New Year's and 4th of July, all these days, and making them holidays, and getting kids out of school and all these things, like it's so important. Why does this day excel at another? It's all the scriptures say, when as the light of every day in the year is of the sun. So the sun shines on every single day of the year. Like what's so special about this day that man has made special? You understand what I'm saying? It's real heavy, man. Go ahead.
When as all the light of every day in the year is of the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 8, by the knowledge of the Lord.
To cut you off, if I could, so that means the sun doesn't show favoritism on certain days, right? The sun comes out every day, or it shines on the earth every day. Every day of the year, the sun is shining, or the sun is still providing light for every day, right? So what makes it so special? If the sun is shining on every day, it don't have no favoritism. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 8, by the knowledge of the Lord, they were distinguished, and he altered seasons and feasts.
So the Most High altered seasons. We have summer, winter, spring, and fall. And he also altered the season, of feasts. So he has certain feast days that we're supposed to celebrate. The Most High did that, right? So why are we as people, Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, excelling one day over another? Oh, this is my birthday. This day is so special. Oh, this person died on this day. So that day is so special that they died. You're excelling that day over all other days. You understand what I'm saying? When the sun gives light to every single day, right? The Lord determines the seasons. The Lord determines the feast days that we're supposed to celebrate. And we already know what that is if you go on Leviticus chapter 23. All right? And you can go on there in your own time, because for time's sake, I'm not going to go into that. But in Leviticus chapter 23, it tells you every single feast day we're supposed to celebrate. All right? Keep going.
Verse 9. Some of them have he made high days.
So the Lord made some of these days high days. Those are the days that we're supposed to be focusing on. Those are the days that we're supposed to celebrate. Those are the days that we're supposed to worry about, not these days that man has excelled above any other day. You get the point, right? Keep going.
And hallowed them.
And made them holy, made them separate for us to celebrate. You understand what I'm saying? Black, Hispanic, and Native American. Go ahead.
And some of them have he made ordinary days.
So if it ain't in Leviticus chapter 23, they just ordinary days. That ain't nothing wrong with having a barbecue, a cookout, a family reunion, a get together and stuff like that. Where there's no law, there's no, no sin. So it's okay. But when you are these so-called holidays, they're not just a get together. They're not just an ordinary day like where we getting together and having Thanksgiving has origins. We bringing out the historical origins of these days. You get the point, right? So these days are not just regular days. Oh, a family gets. Thanksgiving is not a day where we just get together and just do it for the kids and do it for the family. Thanksgiving has origins. It goes all the way back. You understand what I'm saying? Where the Native Americans were slaughtered. This is the celebration of your forefathers dying. You know what I mean? So it's not just no day that you can just get together and just have a cookout or celebration. Leave that day alone. You understand what I'm saying? Don't do it. So if man has made a certain day where they are excelling, any of those days, leave them alone. If you Black, Hispanic, and Native American, just leave them alone. You know what I mean? It's not going to hurt you. What is it going to hurt you for November 26th to 28th, whatever day so-called Thanksgiving fall on? What is it going to hurt you to just not do nothing on that day? Is it really going to hurt you? I mean, you can go eat some turkey. You go to the turkey leg hut the next day. You know what I mean? You could have went to the turkey leg hut the day before. You can eat turkey pan sausage that morning. It's just turkey. You just eat breakfast like every morning. You know what I mean? Like just turkey, just breakfast. Don't do it with the spirit of I want to celebrate this day. Just leave it alone. If you want to get together with your family, do it on the weekend after. Hey, I just want to get together. But as soon as they get to talk about, this is just a post Thanksgiving. No, I'm out. You know what I mean? I ain't here for that. You know what I mean? I came to just chill. You know what I'm saying? Spend time with my family. Now you want to bring up Thanksgiving? I'm out. I can't do it. Just leave it alone, man. Don't celebrate that birthday. Don't celebrate Christmas. You can buy your kids gifts all year round. You can buy if they do good in school, they bring home some A's. Get them a new game. Get them a new Barbie doll or something. You ain't gotta wait till December 21st, December 1st to start buying a whole bunch of gifts and then present them on December 25th. What the hell? And that's another thing I was bringing out actually before, you know what I mean, I got sidetracked. But these retailers capitalize on their marketing. That's a marketing strategy for them. Yeah, I do know that, right? Like I read an article. Y'all can quote me. I don't know. I gotta find an article. Do your research and you know, because everything we bring out is the truth. All 1/3 of all earnings made from these people that make candy, like Snickers, whoever makes the candy, right? 1/3 of all their profit comes on Halloween. 1/3 of all year round. All year round, you got 12 months, 365 days. But on one day, they make 1/3 of their profit. Think about that. On one day, they make 1/3 of their profit. That's capitalization. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, man. And then look, it be candy that you don't even buy. When you go into the store, who really goes to the store? I mean, it probably be some people. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be some people. But who really goes into the store and buy candy corn? Like, who really, you know what I mean? Because I ain't gonna lie, even when I was in the world celebrating, you know, so-called Halloween, I ain't even like that stuff. You know what I mean? Like some people like it. I used to get it. I ain't like it. Me personally, I didn't throw that away. I don't like this stuff. You know what I mean? But they sell it though, because people gonna buy it because it's a traditional Halloween candy. So stuff that it be stuff that's on the shelves, because you know, keep in mind, this is October, right? So from January all the way to October, it's stuff that's been sitting there, expired and got dust. I'm talking about stuff that got cobwebs on it. Guess what? They're gonna clean it up, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna wipe it down real good, and they're gonna put it on the shelf, make it look all nice and shiny. And guess what? On October, between October the 1st and October the 28th or 29th, hell, even to the 30th, between October 1st and the 30th, that candy gonna sell. I guarantee you. They're gonna probably mark the price down a little bit, or they're gonna try to do a false advertisement where they do put a global price and say, oh yeah, candy is marked down, this is a sale, 20% off. Really, the candy is really normal price. You just gonna be like, oh, I'm getting a deal if I buy this, buy this, buy that, buy this. They're gonna throw in, hey, buy these candy corn, you get the candy corn 50% off. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna get rid of some 3-month-old candy corn nobody wanted. You know what I'm saying? For 50% off, you're gonna get it in there. I'm gonna throw this in there, the kids gonna eat it. Meanwhile, they getting it in the bag, they throwing them away. They don't even want that. You know what I'm saying? But you done bought it though. 1/3 of our profit. 1/3. Just keep that in mind. And the same thing with Christmas. Same thing with these big. You don't think Sony, PlayStation, and Microsoft, Xbox, you don't think they capitalizing on Christmas? And for gamers out there, if you're a gamer, y'all know about them Christmas news. Y'all know about them Christmas news. You know, when the game, in Call of Duty, the game dropped around, you know what I'm saying, September, October, November, around that time. And then you get that first wave of new people, and then guess what? Around Christmas time, you know, you play 2K, you're gonna know I'm going to the park. I'm gonna drop out, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have a whole wave of news. You're gonna be feasting on them, you know what I'm saying? Because guess what? Oh, they got them a new PlayStation. Oh, when the PS5 come out, guess what? It's probably gonna drop around Christmas. Well, what do you think? Think about it. That will be smart. That's smart marketing. Because guess what? Everybody gonna buy a Christmas present for their child. Why not buy a PlayStation 5? That's the best Christmas present you can get a child if they're a gamer, right? If they love games, that's the best thing you can get them. They are gonna poop their pants. You know what I'm saying? when they open up Salaki, the young sister in there laughing. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna poop their pants when they open up that wrapping and they see that PS5 in them. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and that's what happens, and they capitalize off this, man. If you look at all the sales made from consoles, it's made within that 3-month period between December, January, February. You know what I'm saying? Like the new consoles will drop around Christmas. And between December, January, February, that's what all the sales go. I'm talking about the first 3 months of sales is gonna be like in the millions. You know what I mean? Like that's where it's going. And then throughout the year, of course, it's gonna sell throughout the years. Because you know you got the broke people, you can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna wait till next year, you know what I'm saying? With the price drop just a little bit, $50, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give me one. Go ahead.
So to add on that, the TV manufacturers are also gonna make a killing too, man. Because you know with that so-called Black Friday thing, now you can get you a 60-inch TV for $200.
Right. When that's how much it really is anyway. It's already so the TV is already 2 years old. It just ain't sold. You know what I mean? So price done dropped on it anyway because they need to clean the shelves out for the new TVs to come in. You know what I mean? And not only just Black Friday, you got Cyber Monday too. You know what I'm saying? So that Monday you can go online and you get all the you know what I mean? You get all the good deals online. Then turn around that Black Friday, you good. You know, well, actually Black Friday first, I think, right? And then Cyber Monday. So all the stuff that they didn't sell on Black Friday, if you didn't get trampled, you know what I'm saying? If you didn't lose your life on Black Friday, you can come back. You know, you might have a headache, you might be all beat up, dots on your forehead, because you know, people gonna be fighting. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get this. So like you gonna get into some squabbles, try to get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? You're gonna have a couple of lumps. You're like, man, I couldn't get that TV. Oh man. Guess what? Cyber Monday come along. That TV that you wanted is right there online. You can go ahead and get it for that price. Woo woo. You know what I mean? Like that's how they do it, man. They make sure that they're gonna good night, man. People like let's just like I'm you know for time's sake I'm gonna end the class, but let's just really take time to understand that people lose their life on these days. People lose their life on Black Friday because they want to get this TV for Christmas. I gotta get this game for my child. I gotta get this bike. I gotta get this. I gotta get that. Like, and you gonna die because you're trying to celebrate a day of the European tradition. Christ ain't got nothing to do with Christmas. But yet still they put Christ in Christmas. And Christ ain't got nothing to do with it. They paint a picture that Christ was born and, you know, they got the 3 wise men and Mary and all of that stuff. You be looking at people's yards with the Christmas lights and they got the whole 9 yards. You know, Christ was born. Have you ever seen the damn cartoon that they come out with? You know what I'm saying? Like it's all based on Christ being born and the 3 wise men traveling from way across the earth. All this other stuff, and they all white, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Might I add that? They're all white. And it's a story about Christ being born when Christ wasn't even born during the winter season, when everything is dead. If you read the scriptures, you'll know Christ was born around the tax season, where everything is live and fresh. You know what I'm saying? Tax season is around the spring, when everything is, you know, alive again, like the flowers will start blooming, everything, the grass is growing, you know what I'm saying? The dead of winter, that ain't the tax season. Why the hell would you put tax season in the dead of winter? Tax season is, now in America, you know, you got tax season. Tax season really start around February, which is still technically winter, but guess what? It's starting to go into spring. It's really supposed to, like the heat of tax, like you can start early. It's really like early filing. You can start filing like in late January. early February. But the real peak of tax season is really where? April, May. You know what I mean? Like that's around April. Like that's when you really start to get the bulk of people filing their taxes. That's tax season. You get the point, right? So I mean, hey man, in the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge, we bring out the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? With that, man, make sure you pay your tithes to the men of the Lord. www.I.S.U.P.K.com. Click the donation link. Pay your tithes. Bottom line. It ain't nothing to explain. It is a law. You know what I'm saying? Commander General YAHANNA deserves it. You know what I mean? He doesn't even, I don't even, I do this every time, but it's really, you know what I'm saying? What's understood don't even need to be explained. Commander General YAHANNA, he does everything with his time money. He feeds his people, you know what I mean, clothes his people, going to the prisons, waking up our brothers in the prison system, you know what I mean? He provides everything that we need to get this truth out to y'all. Pay your tithes. Pay your tithes to the men of the Lord. Commander General YAHANNA deserves it. With that, I'm going to pass the class over to Officer Ron for the security announcement. Precinct Officer Ron for the security announcement.
We are the Israelite School. We are the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, out of the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, means 10th in the Hebrew, Mayasharah, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations is the Feast of Dedication, which is Hanukkah, the 25th day of the 9th month, by the space of 8 days, which is Friday, December 20th, 2019, for 8 days, out of the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 52 through 61. If anyone wants to become a trooper in the school to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And these are the security announcements.
All right, with that, Majim, which means to stand. All right, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Amadim Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabrakatah, Yazmatah, Sar. Turn and face the sisters. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Amadim Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shabrakatah, Hashem, Yahweh Shah. Yazmatah, dismiss.
Hold on, talking till we clear.